Hi guys, so today we'll be looking at the ergonomics training. We'll be focusing on different aspects of the ergonomics plan that we're now promulgating. Alright, so what is ergonomics? So ergonomics basically has to do with the design of the workspace to ensure that workers do not become injured on the job. So you ensure that the workplace is designed in a way that it can fit the human capabilities. We'll be looking at reducing fatigue, injuries, and to boost productivity. The key issues that we'll be focusing on is high force activities, awkward posture, and repetitive tasks that are done by the team. So we'll be focused on mitigating musculoskeletal disorders that might come up as a result of the activities that workers are doing. So I guess a background, we'll be looking at the high-risk operations, some of the high-risk operations that we have identified involving strike carry operation, the gantry crane operation, the lashing operation. So some of the risks that we have identified are awkward postures, repetitive strain, and equipment design. The program is driven primarily by the management, and we seek to ensure that management's commitment will be at the forefront of this plan. So some of the key responsibilities and roles that person will be occupying: the environmental manager is primarily responsible for overseeing the implementation of the program. The environmental team will be responsible for the training, the review, and the relevant investigations that need to take place. The operation management is responsible for enforcing the program among staff and the whole job rotation. All staff are responsible for reporting symptoms that they might experience and providing feedback on the program. So the ergonomics program, different aspects that we'll be looking at is the whole management, leadership participation. We'll also be focusing on the risk factors, the risk assessment, the control measures to be implemented, and different medical record keeping practices. So for training and awareness, the main areas that we'll be focusing on are the high-risk areas that we have assessed and identified to be key or critical areas. We'll also be ensuring that we conduct toolbox sessions in these areas, and we have posting with relevant guidance across the terminal on board. So we'll be providing training and awareness on the different symptoms that you can use to understand if you are experiencing musculoskeletal disorders, and also the program will be reviewed on a 3-year basis. So risk identification, in order for us to identify what the risks are, we'll be using different surveys, checklists, and we'll be conducting interviews with the staff members, so you can look out for us in your area. Some of you would have already seen us coming around to conduct interviews to do different assessments on your job tasks. So we mentioned before the different areas which we have identified as high-risk areas. The risk assessment that was done before, 2 key areas that we identified: the crane operation, some of the risks that we would have picked up from the assessments that were done would be the high vibration in the crane during gantry or traveling on the crane. We have the awkward posture, heat exposure, poor visibility. Some of these risks would since then be mitigated or control measures implemented. Nonetheless, lashing and vessel operation, we have identified awkward postures, repetitive motion, the heat stress on the vessels, and physical exertion. So key control measures that we seek to implement, as we mentioned, the process would have already been started with the implementation of some of these control measures to help to improve the workspace of workers, such as you have the implementation of the ergonomic seating and joystick supports, vibration dampers, shock absorbers, increased mirror coverage, scheduled breaks, proper lifting training, and seeking to do additional labor planning to prevent workers from being overworked. So these are some of the key points that we would like to bring your awareness to as it relates to the KCL Ergonomics Plan, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you. If you have any questions, you can contact me at 876-453-4227. Thank you.